Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Today we're taking a look at 8 changes we're going to see around our island throughout the month of March. There's quite a lot to get through, so without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So we are now coming to the end of February, as well as an entire season on the New Horizons island, so as you'd expect, we're about to see a whole bunch of changes as we move into March, and of course a brand new season. Some of the changes we'll experience on the island are because of moving from one season to the next, with changes like seasonal crafting materials and other typical environmental changes, whilst others are new events and new seasonal holidays, which are pretty exciting. Plus there's quite a lot of new content that was added in the recent 1.8 update, which changes things too. Anyway, we'll cover both hemispheres as we go, but given we're now at the stage where both hemispheres have already experienced all 4 seasons now, some of you may know about some of the more obvious things already, but we'll go over pretty much everything just in case. So please leave a like on the video, it helps out so much, and here are 8 changes and new additions we can expect to see during the month of March. Number 1. Seasons. So probably the most obvious, especially for those playing in the Northern Hemisphere, is the change in seasons. Starting from today, winter is finally over in the Northern Hemisphere, making way for spring. That means the snow has finally melted, revealing the natural grass underneath. And as we work our way through March, spring fully emerges, with darker trees and grass becoming brighter and more vibrant as the weeks go on. It won't be long before you see your first rain shower of the year too, if you haven't already. Similarly, for players in the Southern Hemisphere, March 1st marks the end of summer and the start of the autumn season. So just as you'd expect, the island scenery begins to look more orange and brown as leaves begin to change colour. Number 2. Seasonal crafting. With a brand new month on the horizons, see what I did there, March introduces a new seasonal crafting material for both hemispheres. From February 25th and through to the end of May, young spring bamboo will begin spawning in the Northern Hemisphere inside your typical bamboo trees alongside the ordinary bamboo. These are obtained in the same way and I believe has a drop rate of something like 1 to every 3 normal bamboo. Young spring bamboo is basically a spring version of bamboo and is the seasonal material used to craft items such as the basket pack, the bamboo doll and the green leaf pile. Just like last year and all seasonal materials since, the young spring bamboo DIY recipes can be found inside the balloon presents that float across our skies. For players in the Southern Hemisphere, you'll be able to find acorns and pine cones from March 1st and all the way through to June, which is a pretty long time. Acorns and pine cones can be found by shaking trees and are of course the autumn seasonal materials you'll see throughout March. These can be used to craft items from the Trees Bounty series, including the Trees Bounty lamp, acorn pochette and of course the yellow leaf pile. You will eventually see 2 other seasonal materials during autumn, but not until April, so collect as many acorns and pine cones during March while you can. Of course, if you've been playing since launch, you'll probably already have seen these materials in previous rotation, which was directly after the launch of the game. If you've joined the community since then and are playing in real time, you'll probably be seeing these for the first time. Number 3. Crossover event. Thanks to the latest 1.8 update, which is now live, we can take part in the first ever Super Mario crossover event in New Horizons. From March the 1st, all new Super Mario themed items will be available to purchase from the Promotions tab from either the Nook Stop inside Resident Services or the Nook Shopping app on the Nook phone. In total, there are 33 Super Mario items that we know about, but more if you include those that can be customized. These include at least 18 furniture items and 15 clothing items. There's too many to list now, but some of the Mario items include the coin, the superstar, the question mark block, and the super awesome pipe that actually allows you to warp around your island to another pipe. Some of the Super Mario clothing items include outfits for Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Peach. Of course, we are currently limited to only 5 orders per day, so it's going to take the best part of a week or so to complete the Mario set, assuming you order the maximum amount every day. The good news is, it appears that these Super Mario items are classed as promotional items, much like the Pocket Camp crossover items, so will likely be available indefinitely. Number 4. Seasonal holidays. Once again, thanks to the latest 1.8 update that released earlier today and will introduce the Super Mario crossover items, both hemispheres have some new seasonal holidays along with some exclusive limited time items to celebrate them. The first seasonal holiday of March is Girls' Day and actually begins at the start of spring on February 25th and runs through to March 3rd. During Girls' Day, which is also known as Hina Matsuri Festival, we'll be able to purchase the Hina Ningyo doll stand and the Blossom Lamp, which as long as you've updated are now live. Only one will appear in the store at any one time though, so be sure to check back every day. From March the 1st through to March 14th, we will be able to celebrate International Pie Day, given the value of pi is in line with the date. In celebration of Pie Day, we can purchase a Pie Day pie, which is really cool. The final seasonal holiday occurring in March that we know about is Shamrock Day, which slightly overlaps with Pie Day and runs from March 10th through to March 17th. In celebration of Shamrock Day, which is also known as St. Patrick's Day, we can purchase the Shamrock rug, door plate and soda, which are all perfect for this mini celebration. It's worth noting that some Shamrock themed clothing items will also appear at the Able Sisters during this time, including the Shamrock suit amongst others. Number 5. Island Aesthetics. Now, as we mentioned earlier, we've literally just started a brand new season here in the Northern Hemisphere, moving from winter to spring, and only days away from a new season in the Southern Hemisphere that will see players move from summer to autumn from March 1st. During this time, we can expect to see a lot of changes to the island's scenery, including grass, trees, weeds, and even buildings. Players in the Northern Hemisphere will see the grass and leaves around the island change to more vibrant spring colours as the weeks go by, with even the weeds starting to flower. The only plant that won't be changing during March are the camellia bushes that have been blooming since January. These will continue to flower throughout the entire month of March. Finally, Nook's Cranny replaces its wintry decorations with a spring theme, including butterflies and flowers. Of course, players in the Southern Hemisphere experience much the same, with seeing more orange and brown scenery as they transition from summer to autumn, and Nook's Cranny updating their summer theme decorations in favour of mushrooms and leaves. The only difference is that players in the Southern Hemisphere will see a change to their bushes, with hibiscus plants no longer flowering from March 20th, at which point tea olive bushes will begin to bloom instead. Number 6. Weather. As we mentioned earlier, with the change in season and the snow finally disappearing in the Northern Hemisphere to mark the start of spring, we will finally see rain showers again, which of course replace the typical snow showers we experienced during the winter. Furthermore, with an increased chance of rain throughout the month of March, you're more likely to see rainbows during the day because of this. The rainbow is a weather phenomena that only occurs between February and November, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, and typically appear randomly for 45 minutes at a time. Sadly, with the change in season, this means neither hemisphere will see any auroras again until the winter. Number 7. Critters. Now, probably even more obvious than the season change, especially for those who have been playing for a while, is of course to the bugs, fish and deep sea creatures that we can encounter around the New Horizons island. Of course, with the change in season, we can expect a larger shift than usual to the critters that are either leaving or arriving to the island. Players in the Northern Hemisphere will be able to encounter 20 new critters in total during March. There's too many to cover right now, but some of the new critters include the barred knifejaw, the orchid mantis and the spider crab, which you'll be able to encounter for the first time in a while. Of course, players in the Southern Hemisphere are in the same situation, with 22 new critters arriving during March. Some of these critters include the king salmon, the bell cricket and the sweet shrimp. Again, for those who have been playing for some time may have already encountered these, but new players will only be seeing some of these for the first time. Number 8. Anniversary. And finally, it's definitely worth mentioning the anniversary. On March 20th, 2021, Animal Crossing New Horizons will of course be celebrating the first anniversary of the launch of the game, which is absolutely crazy to think the game has already been out for a year. Anyway, although there's been no official word as yet, and this is pure speculation, there's a good chance that we'll see some sort of anniversary celebration at the end of March, either as an event or with the distribution of limited time items. This is backed by the fact we usually get a preview of the next update at the end of the current update's trailer, whereas this time that didn't happen, which suggests Nintendo are planning something for the next update and aren't quite ready to share it yet, or at least until Mario Day on March 10th has been and gone. So 100% watch this space for something anniversary related coming to New Horizons very soon. With Pocket Camp having seen 2 or 3 anniversary celebrations, it's highly unlikely Nintendo will ignore New Horizons. So there we have it. That was 8 pretty significant changes that we can expect to see during the month of March, with pretty much all of them affecting both hemispheres in one way or another. But what do you think about these changes? Are you looking forward to the Mario items, and have you already caught all of the critters you need for the museum? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe, as we're uploading a bunch of New Horizons news as and when it happens. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, as well as this channel's members. You guys absolutely rock and truly help me upload as regularly as I do. I couldn't do it without you. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course, if you made it to the end of the video, please comment season just to let me know you did. That would be super awesome. And please be sure to include what you're most looking forward to in March and what hemisphere you're in. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.